Hi there, so this week is the Snowflake Virtual Summit, and I wanted to make a quick video for those of you who are not that familiar with Snowflake to just learn a little bit more about it and to know why it's cool and why maybe it's worth attending the summit and learning a little bit more about Snowflake. So I'm going to go through three of my favorite things about it, but before I do, if you don't know already, Snowflake is a cloud data warehouse. So it's fully in the cloud, it's not a hybrid solution, it's not an on-premise solution. It's a data warehouse built for the cloud, or the data cloud as they call it. For now, I want to go through three things that I think is really cool about Snowflake. Number one for me is the fact that you have a data exchange and a data marketplace. Now, if you don't know what those two things are, the data exchange is something where you can share data with your customers or with your vendors without moving it out of your data warehouse. So you can privately make data available from your data warehouse. Simply give your customers or your vendors a different account, and any actual cost incurred by querying that data goes to your customers or your vendors. More importantly, you don't need to copy data or to transfer it or use insecure methods to transfer it. And I think this is a game changer. Very similar thing for the data marketplace. The data marketplace is where you can share data with the world. So if you have data that you want to sell, so it's great for data providers, you can actually sell it, or if you just want to provide data for free, say for NGOs, it's a great way to share data with them. Okay, so number two that I really like about Snowflake is the fact that you can clone a data warehouse. So take a scenario where, for example, you wanted to share data with your tech teams or with your finance teams, and you needed to provide them a copy, but normally you would need to copy that into another database. With Snowflake, you don't need to do that. You can simply create a new database of your production data and provide it to them without physically repeating the storage. So you save your cost on storage, but also it's very quick and easy to give more users access to that data. Finally, my favorite thing about Snowflake is the fact that it has a great way to read semi-structured data. So think about JSON files or XML files, Parquet files. It can read this data directly out of your data lake. So you don't even need to move it out of the data lake into Snowflake, and it can read the semi-structured data and you can query it with SQL or SQL. And that is just a huge time saver where IT teams normally would have to write data parsers or store the data separately. Okay, so those are my three favorite things. Just getting back to the point about cloud data warehousing versus on-premise data warehousing. Two of the reasons why I think you might really want to consider going to the cloud, besides the general move to the cloud, is the fact that there's a very low overhead in administering a cloud database like Snowflake. It's very easy, and there's a lower upskill in terms of your resources. So it's easier to find people who can actually manage this. It's easier to manage. But the other real benefit is the fact that it can auto-scale. So based on how much query power you need, or for example, it can actually shut down when you don't use it, and then save costs that way. So it's just very flexible and easily scalable up or out. I hope that was helpful. I recommend you attend the Snowflake Virtual Summit this week. Maybe there's a few more things coming that will add to these top three favorite things I have. Hope to see you there.